Welcome to our KRCG Online Football Friday Night Preview. This is week number 7 of the high school season. More good rivalry games, homecomings, and our final Central Bank KRCG tailgate of the season. We'll head out to Adkins Stadium at Jefferson City High. The Jays finally get back home for just the second time this season. It is homecoming as the Jays play host to Confluence Prep. 7 o'clock Friday nights. We'll be live with our Football Friday Night Preview at 5 and 6 with free t-shirts, hot dogs for Jaybird fans. Gates open at 5 p.m. for all the freebies. Our own KRCG sports writer Tom Leffler joins us, and you like homecomings. It's homecoming for the Jays.
The Jays really like homecoming. This is their third straight homecoming game. 2 weeks ago at Rogers, last week at Rockbridge, now their own. They spoiled the first two. I don't think Confluence Prep is going to spoil Jeff City's. They're going to move to 3-0 in homecoming games this year.
That's pretty good, isn't it? They're 5-1 right now, ranked number 5 in the state. Pretty impressive win last week at Rockbridge, 31-21.
A good win, because I keep looking for Rockbridge and expecting Rockbridge to put it all together. They got 3 Division I talented kids. But they haven't put it back together yet. They had a big lead over Jeff City in the first quarter. Jeff City shut them out in the last 3 quarters. This could be the best team Ted LePage has had in his 10th year with the Jays. I'm really impressed. They have a lot of weapons on offense. Defensively, they're still prone to giving up the big play. If they can solve that, I like the way they swarm to the ball. And this team could make some do some damage in the postseason.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yes.
You know, Jay fans have been waiting a long time for that to come through, and they have had some talent, but maybe just a little bit more talent this year, you think, than they've had?
It seems like they're putting it all together. I think a few years ago they went to number 1 in the state, beating Rockhurst. That was back when they had 2 of the 3 district teams made the playoffs. Well, after they beat Rockhurst, they went right into district play, and then they lost 2 of 3 games in district. They didn't even make the playoffs.
Really?
And they were ranked number 1 in the state. That was, I thought, LePage's best team. His first season, they went to the state semifinals when they had Terrell Rosano and those guys, Richard Johnson, who went to Kansas.
Sure.
You know, that was a very good team, but something about this team I like a lot.
Yeah. You know, a couple of things that we don't talk about often, special teams. And I think they're extremely good in there. You've got JT Bolkin, who can punt and kick into field position, really turning the game around a lot.
Oh yeah, he's a Division I kicker in high school. He could kick Division I right now. He's got that talented of a leg, and he's been this good. Well, not this good. He's gotten better each year, but he's been very, very good for 3 or 4 years. And they're playing Confluence Prep. Their teams never have good special teams. Sure. Jeff City, I think, will score at least 1 more touchdown on special teams, be it a block punt or return. But their special teams, they really have a nice 3-pronged attack, offense, defense, special teams.
Very good. How about the Helias Crusaders? They'll host Rockbridge, 7 o'clock at Adkins Stadium. It's been a tough year for Helias, just finding some wins on the schedule, and this one won't be easy against the Bruins, who, as you mentioned, very talented team coming into Jeff City. You
know, Rockbridge has had a pattern in the past of starting the season slow, getting better as the season goes on, which everybody wants to do. Rockbridge, I keep waiting for them to put it together. Helias, bless their hearts, they're 1-5. 3-3 sounds a lot better than 1-5, and they could have easily won the last 2 games. They lost those last 2 games by a combined 5 points. One literally on the last play of the game, and very questionable how that game ended. And then last week, giving up a touchdown with, I think, 2 minutes left. And even though they outgained St. James last week, St. James Academy, by 50 yards, they lost that game. You know, easily could have won those 2. 3-3 sure sounds a lot better than 1-5, and they're looking squarely at 1-7 now.
Wow.
Rockbridge, I think, will probably beat them. Then the next week they got Rockhurst.
That is a tough schedule.
Yes.
Well, the Battle Spartans head west to Lee Summit North. The Spartans 6-0 ranked, a solid number 1 in our Mid-Missouri Prep Power Poll again this week. Next week, Battle will visit the Jays in Jefferson City. That will be interesting. And the winless Hickman Cupies, they are at home, another tough test, welcoming the Rockhurst Hawklets, who are only 2-4, but as always, play a very tough schedule all around the Midwest. Now, California at Blair Oaks, Tom, this week. The Falcons, number 1 in our Prep Power Poll. Good rivalry over the years. California got the best of the Falcons the last few meetings, but Blair Oaks will be the favorites, even though California is playing better, and they've won their last 4.
They won their last 4, and they've started the season 0-2. One of those losses is very understandable to Mexico.
Sure.
Mexico is very good. And one of those losses is a head scratcher to Boonville. Boonville's not very good. Opening night with a bunch of young players, and I'm really good for them putting it together. But Blair Oaks, California struggled offensively. Blair Oaks is so good in the second half. They shut out their opponents the last 3 weeks in the second half. I think they've outscored them something like 178 to 30 something in the second halves. And like we mentioned last week, that says two things. These guys are in great shape, great coaching, that they make halftime adjustments. Blair Oaks should win fairly handily this week.
All right, we will see on that one. The Mexico Bulldogs, one of the most impressive teams in our area, 5-1, coming off a 27-0 win over Centralia. And here's a look at the KRCG Play of the Week. DeMilo Nunnally, the juggling catch in the end zone for the touchdown. Mexico, you're really impressed with this team. They're big, and they're fast, and well coached, and they go on to Kirksville this Friday night, and the Tigers aren't very good.
Kirksville's, how do I put this nicely? They're lousy. They're no good at all. You know, Mexico could easily, they could probably score 100 points if they wanted to. Of course, they won't. It'll be 60-something to 6 maybe. Mexico is very good. They're one loss at Hannibal, and Hannibal's really, really good. I like Hannibal. I like Mexico, but that's a very tough district. Elias is in with Hannibal and Mexico, getting back to Elias for a second. But I like what Mexico's doing. They not only have athleticism, but they're playing with discipline.
That really is an interesting district. You brought it up. Elias in that district with Hannibal and Mexico. You know, I keep thinking Elias might turn it on when they get to district time.
They could.
But those are two pretty good teams they'd have to battle. And Mexico, who knows? They play very close to Hannibal. They could win that district. Mexico
could. You know, they lost by a touchdown at Hannibal. Anytime the game is that close, obviously a play or two going your way, you know, the game is completely different, and Mexico could win it. And that, besides those two teams, and you throw Elias in there, the other 5 teams aren't that good.
Yeah.
So Elias, if they start putting things together, like I said, they could have won their last 2 games. You know, Elias could make a run, but I look for either Mexico or Hannibal to come out of that.
All right. If you want a free hot dog, where do you go this Friday night?
Oh, Jeff's Atkins Stadium, free hot dogs. And these aren't your mom's best choice hot dogs. These are big, meaty hot dogs.
Yeah, quarter pounds, I think.
Oh, they're quarter pound, and they taste really good. And the price is right. They're free. Come out and enjoy some hot dogs.
Very cool. Thanks a lot, Tom. Another rivalry game this week at Eldon. The Mustangs host the Osage Indians. Also, homecoming in Ashland, the Southern Boone Eagles. They welcome the Warsaw Wildcats. Looks like a good win for the Eagles perhaps there. South Callaway traveling to Montgomery County. North Callaway heads to Clopton. Fulton returning home after their first loss of the season. They will battle Boonville on the home turf. Versailles heading to Hallsville. Salisbury at Westran, to name a few. Our KRCG crews will hit the road. A big football Friday night. Again, the KRCG Central Bank tailgate returns to Adkins Stadium. We'll be live there at 5 and 6. Join us with the cheer squad, the dance team, and the J Band. And join us for a football Friday night. We'll see you then.